Good evening. This is Suzanne with Pilates. You're going to need a block and you're going to need a band, a stretch band for tonight's session. And stand up straight away. Stand on both feet with your feet hip-width apart and start shoulder rolling. Inhale through the nose, out through pursed lips. And stand as tall as you possibly can. Really find that center of gravity settling on your heels. And then we're going to lift the arms up to the ceiling. And we're exhaling to bring the arms down to the floor. Make sure that you look up and down as you do this. Gently pull the tummy towards your spine. Feel the range of movement that suits you. And down again. Couple more, lift it up. Bring it down. Last one. And then bring it down once more. Good. I'm going to stand on the mat so I don't slip. And I'm going to widen my legs. I'm going to bring the arms forward. I'm going to pull the shoulders back and down. I'm engaging my tummy and my bum cheeks. And I'm going to slide down into a plie. And back up again. Now my knee is a little bit wobbly doing this. So you feel free to take this nice and deep. And back up again. You'll do that a couple more times. Take it down. Inhale. Exhale to come back to the top. Really engaging through the inner thigh, bum cheeks, through the core. Take it down. Come back up. Good. Let's add the arm movement to it. You can imagine you're pulling a jumper over your head. So grab the bottom of your jumper and bring it over the head and widen those arms. Do it again. Plie down. Grab the bottom of your jumper and pull it over your head. Breathe out as you pull it over your head. So nice deep squats. And then up you come and pull it over the head. Really open up through the chest, open up through the shoulders, and exhale as you do so. Okay, let's do two more. Take it down, inhale. Exhale, move those arms big and wide. You've got one more. Plie down, bring it over the top, and then hold your arms in a lovely T position. Gentle rotations through the rib cage, keeping the legs wide. Keeping the tummy engaged, the glutes, the inner thighs. No forcing, no pushing. So if you find any tension anywhere, make sure that you slowly approach that tension rather than forcing into it. Turn the head as well, so we've got a lovely rotation through the neck as well. One more time. Bring it back to the front. And now bend the knee to come into a gentle inner thigh stretch. If you like, you can lift the toes up to see whether that gives you a deeper stretch. You've got practically 80% of your weight on the leg you're bending into and 20 on the other side. And then pull the tummy in, come over to the other side, lift your toe up and sit down. Finding that inner thigh stretch. So you might need to just move around slightly, as always with stretches. You need to see what you need to do in order to get there. Good, and bring it back to the center, bring the arms to your side once more, and then find your side extensions. Pull the shoulders back as you do this and make sure that you engage through your belly button. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Find the stretch coming out of your hips. Good, let's intensify with the arm. So pull that arm over the midline. Inhale, exhale, over to the other side. Let's do that again. Again. Keep moving, twice more. Lean over the midline. Last one, lean over the midline. And bring it back again. Perfect. Bring the feet together. I'm going to stand sideways. You don't have to stand sideways. We're going to bring the chin to the chest and we're going to roll it down with a nice round back until the fingertips are by your kneecaps. Good. Really allow the neck to drop. Then you're going to take your hands and hold your thighs from behind. Good. Once you're there, you're then going to arch your back a little bit more. Really draw the belly in and make yourself as curvaceous as you can. Find a stretch in the lower back, in the mid back, in the upper back, in the neck. Then you're going to exhale to lift yourself back up, one bone after the other one, stack. Then lift the arms up to the ears and pull your thumbs to the back wall to find a tummy stretch. Really important here is that you don't hold your breath. Hold. Good. And then do it again. Bring the arms forward. Chin to chest. Grab the back of your thighs straight away. Make sure you don't come too low down. So nice and high up. Pull the shoulders apart. So widen the elbows here. Tuck your tail in. Pull that chin towards your chest. Make sure it doesn't take your breath away. And then exhale, bring it back up again. Lift those arms up and lean back. Hold it here for a moment. You've got 4. Really lift that breastbone up. 3, 2, and 1. And bring the arms to your side. Perfect. From this position, widen the legs. A little bit wider than hip width, about shoulder width, as you bring it down into a squat. A little bit lower if I'm going, if you can. And then engage the bum cheeks. And what we're going to do, we're going to squeeze the hips forward with a really tight bum cheek clench. Bring the arms to the back. And then go again. Take it down. Inhale. Make sure you can wiggle your toes down here. Come up. Pull the arms back and really clench the bum cheeks. Good. We're going again. Take it down. Inhale. And exhale. Every time you come up, I really want you to get a little bit more contraction between the length of your bum cheeks. Take it down. Maybe now you can come a little bit lower down and clench it into it. Good. Now we're going to do 5 fast ones. Take it down. Come up. Breathe out. 1. And again. 2. 3. 4. 5. Good. 3 slow ones. Take it down. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the connection between your bum cheeks. Bring the hips forward. Bring the arms back. That was number 1. And again. Come up. Clench your bum cheeks. That's number 2. We're going to do it one more time before we go back to the 5 fast ones. Come up. Clench your bum cheeks. Here we go. 5 fast. Take it down. And 1. Keep breathing. 2. 3. 4. One more time. And 5. Good job. We're now going to come halfway down. Halfway. Pull the shoulders back. Make sure you're not leaning forward too much. So bring the upper body up. About halfway down. Good. We're now going to go crab walking. So you're just going to step to the side. Okay, I won't go very far because I've got the cupboard here. So as soon as you hit the maximum of your room, you then change direction. Keep breathing. Of course, if you want to make it harder, what you need to do is you simply bend your knees more. Push along. Make sure everything engages, the belly pulled in. Don't drop the upper body too low. Keep that breastbone lifted, keep the shoulders pulled back. Look at the horizon without lifting the chin up. Good. Let's do one more. Keep it going if you can. Pull that tummy in, please. You've got one more, please. And come back to the top. Well done. Good. Bring the arms up. You're going to arch your shoulders, not the chin forward. Find that openness between the shoulder blades. Then open up, pull the thumbs backwards, palms up, pull the tummy in. Good. That's it. Pull those thumbs back and down. Do it again. Hug a tree. Open up. Breathing. Good. Here I want you to hold it. Opening up that chest, pulling the thumbs towards the floor. You've got one more. Arch your back. And then open up. Pull the thumbs down. And bring the arms to your side. Good. Come onto the floor, please, on all fours. And as always, give me that cat-cow whilst I play around with my light and with my camera. All fours, cat-cow. So last week we had a little bit of a problem with the internet, and I got to admit, the internet was lost again this afternoon. So I'm really hoping that that won't happen again tonight. Or anyway, in the next half an hour. Find the movement through the spine. Keep breathing. Nice, long movement. Making sure that you're gently pulling the shoulders down your back. Couple more. Tuck that tail in. Last one. And then come into your best neutral. You're going to walk the knees back and you're going to push the hips forward. So the hips are in front of your knees. Pull the shoulders back and down, lift the back of your head up. So we're doing the plank on our knees. This is your level one. If you think, oh, my wrists is always a bit of a problem here, then bring those elbows down and do the same position, but on your wrists. Good. Make sure you tuck your tail between your legs. That's it. Pull that pubic bone towards your breastbone. Good. Listen, if you think, oh, I want more, give me more, then you can have more by pulling those toes underneath your feet and holding it in that position. I'm going to let you carry on with that because my knee doesn't really enjoy that. So I'm going to keep it here. Keep pulling those shoulders back and down. Make sure there's a strong breathing pattern. You might find that you get a bit warm. That's fine. Let that happen. Really feel how you're pulling the tummy in, how you're tucking the tail between your legs, how the whole tummy wall is nice and tensed. You've got 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to come back into the child's pose. So push as far back as you can. Drop the breastbone down. Imagine you've got a stone attached to your breastbone. So if you can, if your knees allow you to, bring your bum cheeks all the way onto your heels. But if your knees don't like that, then please don't force it. Well done. Good. All right, let's turn around. Turn around and lie on your back. Only have equipment underneath your head if you struggle to lie flat on the floor and the neck is hurting. So if you can lie flat without anything, then don't put anything underneath. Feet are just comfortably away. So bend your knees, place your feet on the floor. That's it. And then you're going to exhale for your pelvic tilt. Inhale to reverse. What you want to feel here is that internal connection. So that lift of the pelvic floor, that pull down of the belly button, and that breathing pattern. So breathing out as you tilt, breathing in as you reverse. For the next exercise, keep going with your tilts. For the next exercise, I'm going to give you 2 options. I'm going to give you an option for a lower option, an easier option, but done well, still a very good exercise to strengthen the core and the lower abdominal muscles. And then a level 2, which is a little bit more challenging, but also it's not suitable if you've got neck issues. Let's go back to where we were. So you're going to bring your feet on the floor. You're going to imprint your lower back or bring that lower back nice and low to the mat and then extend one of your legs nice and long forward. Flex your toe of that leg, pull the shoulders into the mat, and then on the exhale, you lift that leg up nice and high. On the inhale, you bring the leg back down. On the exhale, you lift up, making sure that you're not allowing the back to bend deeper into the curve. So exhale to lift. Inhale to bring it down. Good. So this is your level 1. Don't have little rests in between. So you don't want to allow the leg to rest on the floor. Good. For a level 2, take the hand of the same leg that is moving and bring it behind your head. Bring the leg up and take it down. We're now going to bring the arm long as well. And as you bring the leg up, you're going to reach for your big toe and bring the arm back down again. Stretch it out nice and long. Breathe out to reach. Breathe in to take it down. Lift the head up. That's it. And find a diagonal line here, across and up towards the big toe. The leg comes up straight. It's the upper body where you feel that rotation. So rotation towards the big toe and back down again. Making sure we breathe out on the way up. We breathe in on the way down. Good. Support your head with the free hand, please. Support the head with the free hand. Good. You've got 2 more. Lift up. Bring it down. Last one. Bring it up and take it down. Good. Then bring the other leg forward and start off again with both hands alongside you, making sure that we're connected to the belly button, pelvic floor, and lift that leg up. Good. Keep breathing out as you lift. What you want to feel here in this lift is the hamstring lengthening, so the back of your thighs. Back of your thighs, nice and long. And again, this is your level 1. It's a good exercise, particularly if you really work on connecting to the core. And if you pull the leg close enough to you to feel the stretch. If you want more, again, support the head. Lengthen the diagonal arm and then come up as you reach for the big toe. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. And exhale to lift. Good job. Keep going. Lift and reach for the big toe. We're going to do 5 more. Reach 1. And again, 2. 3. 4. You've got 1 more to go. And 5. Good job. Bring both of your feet on the floor now. Bend your knees. Give me a pelvic tilt and gently come up into a bridge. Extend those hips up to the ceiling. So we're peeling off one vertebra after the other one. Here at the top, you're going to try to really open up the front of your hips. And then inhale, exhale to bring it back down again. It's that precision work through the spine where you're saying hello to each and every vertebra. And back down again. Inhale. Exhale. Tilt the tail. Breathe out gently as you bring it all the way to the top. Open up the hips, lengthen your knees. Inhale again and exhale to take it down. Really happy for you to stay with this. What you want to look out for here is the bum cheek engaging. So as you lift the hips up, you really need to actively find that bum cheek engagement. If you struggle with finding that bum cheek engagement, then don't progress to the next level. Really, you need to find that clench first, that conscious clench between the bum cheeks and the engagement through that muscle before you can move on. Because if those muscles are not working properly, you're going to feel the next progression in your back. So coming up, nice and high, or as high as you can make it. Make sure your knees are in line with your feet and your hips. And now you're simply going to stretch forward the leg in line with the other thigh. And then bring it back down again. That's it. And then over to the other side. Making sure that we focus on not dropping the hip bones and on not wiggling the hips. So bring the leg forward, stretch it forward on the exhale. On the inhale, bring it down. On the exhale, bring it forward, straight to the front. Inhale down. Good. You've got 4 more. Make sure the pubic bone pulls towards your ribs. There's 1 more to go. Bring both feet down. And then exhale when you're ready to lower it back onto the floor. Perfect. Good. I'd like you to come into the 100 now. So imprint the lower back, draw the belly button in, lengthen the arms, pull the chin forward, and start pulsing. Osteoporosis, neck issues, stay on the floor with the head and shoulders. As soon as you feel your neck go, you need to come and bring the head back on the floor. If you can do the head lift and shoulder lift, then please come up with me. But it needs to be really quite high so that the neck doesn't start hurting. Now, all of you, regarding whether the head is lifted or not, you can choose your leg position. So this tabletop position is slightly more challenging than having the feet on the floor. Or what you can try to do is lift the legs over the top of your hips, vertically up. And then you keep breathing. You can do a mix between two, so you can have a mix between tabletop and long, or you can have a mix between on the floor and tabletop. You can have a mix between lifting the head and head on the floor, so do whatever you need to do. It's about stability here, so make sure that I can't see any upper body movement. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull it down. Head goes onto the floor. Arms come to the side, and it's our usual twist stretch. Super glue your knees together, palms up, and then find your twist here. If you've got a sore lower back, or if you're a little bit fragile through the lower back, then please really, really take this slowly. You don't want to drop too quickly. Allow the back to get used to the movement, and hopefully you'll feel a release in that lower back. However, if there is no tension in that lower back, then please rotate as far over as you feel comfortable. The absolute ideal, and I'm not saying that you should try to come into that position from being in pain to the ideal position, you need to sort of work yourself towards it, is bringing the knees over to the side with those knees exactly the same length, with the shoulders still pressed on the floor. Make sure that you connect your belly button, so pull the tummy in and keep moving. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Bring it back to the center. Perfect. Bring the arms to your side again. Walk your feet hip width apart, close to your bum cheek. Roll it back to the top. Roll it all the way up. And once you're at the top, just tuck your shoulders underneath you a little bit more so you've got a nice good stance. Good, you're now going to widen your feet. So your feet are as wide as the mat. Your toes are just touching the outside rim of that mat. The heels are a little bit further inward, so it's a small inward rotation. Good, and now we're going to press the knees outwards. Really don't bring the knees back to the center at all. You think about pushing out at all times and really feeling that connection into the outer thigh here, into your bum cheeks, into your core. Shoulders are down, so feel that connection into the shoulders. And now find your pubic bone, your genitals, and see if you can pull the pubic bone towards your center, so towards the ribs. Tilt the hips, pull them towards you. Keep going with this. Make sure you're breathing, really nice wide legs. Go, let's do 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, 1. Good. Bring the knees back over the heels. Walk your feet parallel again. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, bring your spine back down, keeping the engagement in your shoulders. Good. And once you're on the floor, you're then going to turn over onto your side using a block. Or you can use your arms today if you want. I'm going to use the block. Lie on your side, bend the knees. Perfect. So what I would like you to do is press the lower leg into the floor. And then I would like you, please, to pull the knee towards your chest. Pull the knee towards your chest. Good. You're now going to circle the knee backwards, 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 until you feel your thighs straighten out and you feel a small little stretch in the front of your hips. And then bring it forward again. So it's a really, really big circle through the knee. So lift the knee up and back. Find that movement in the hip. Pull the knee as far back as possible and bring it back to the front. It's simply a big hip circle. So don't overthink it. Pull it up and pull it behind you. and make it as big as you can. I'm particularly interested in you pulling that knee backwards. So pull the knee backwards. It's almost like I'm trying to touch my heel against my bum cheek. So really pull that leg behind you. That's it. Keep going. Make it as big as your hips allow you to. You've got one more. Of course, you can make it tiny if you're struggling with the hips. Bring the knees back over the knees, and then you're going to revert the circle. So you're going to pull the knee back as far as you can go. Then you're going to start lifting that knee to bring it back to the front in a circular motion. Pull the knee back as far as you can, pulling the big toe backwards. Circle it up and bring it forward again. Good. Keep going with this. You've got two more. Nice. Big hip circles. Got one more, one last one. Nice big circular motion. Good. And then have a rest. You're going to extend the top leg and you're going to flex the toe. And then you're going to turn the big toe downwards and big toe upwards. It's an internal and external hip rotation. And what you should feel is all of your bum, cheek, and hip muscles activating as you turn downwards and upwards. So it's your thigh bone rotating in your hip joint. So make sure that you're not circling the leg. You are rotating the leg in the hip joint. Keep going. Exaggerate. So once you've done a few and you're nice and warm, make it as big as possible. Good. You've got two more. You've got one more. Fabulous. And then bring those knees down. Lovely. Bring both arms forward. Nothing new here. We're going to go into the open book where you find rotation through the spine. Gently drop back, making sure that you find rotation through the rib cage and not rotation through the arm. So don't drop the arm all the way down. In fact, you should be able to see your thumbnail with both hands at all times. So I'm not really dropping my arm very far back. But what I do try to do is I try to pull back through the armpit. So pull the armpit back without pulling the hand back. That rotation, of course, the head follows the thumbnail. Don't force anything, but make sure you can feel it. Last one. Drop it back. And bring it back to the front. Beautiful. Turn onto your back, please. Good. And what you want is space in front of you here. So make sure that you haven't got, so I have to move back a little bit more so I'm not bumping my hands into the cupboard. Pull the arms back so they're in a surrender position. Draw the belly button in and then start finding your back extension like we do it regularly. Pulling the tummy in, making sure that the bum cheeks are engaging. Breathing out on the way up and in on the way down. Or what you can do is you can do double breaths. So breathe out on the way up, then inhale up the top and breathe out on the way down as well. It all depends on how you feel when you do this. Also reduce the range of movement if needed. And this is your warm-up. This is also level 1. So you do not have to do anything else if this is just the right level for you. So for a level 1, you're going to keep going with this. For a level 2, we're now going to grab the band. We're going to open up the band so the band is wider than shoulder width. Wider than shoulder width. Pull the shoulders down your back. And then on the exhale, I would like you to pull the band towards your breastbone as you pull the elbows back. Inhale, bring the band forward. Exhale to pull the band back. And I want a little bit of a lift through the breastbone, but I don't want you to force anything. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to pull the band to the breastbone, not the breastbone to the band, that won't work. Keep the bum cheeks nicely engaged as you do this. Let's do 3 more. Exhale to pull it in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to pull it in. Inhale to lengthen. You've got 1 more. Pull it in. Lengthen and relax. Good job. That should have felt quite hard. Let's go over to the other side. So same exercises, other side. Starting off with that big hip circle with a bent knee. So make sure you stack yourself to the back of the head, shoulders, bum, heel is all lined up. Hold on to the hip bone, pull the shoulders back, pull the knee forward, up, behind you, without lifting the bottom leg, and back forward. So nice big circular motion through that hip, extending backwards. Oh, I just noticed the top of my shoulder was coming forward. So make sure that you're trying to keep those shoulders pulled back and make it as big as you can. Pulling the tummy in, let's go the other way. Make it nice and big. Pull the leg back first and then up and around. Again and again and again. Pull it back, up and around. This one and then one last one. Try not to drop back with those hips. Up and around. And then have a break. Good. Line yourself up again, making sure that the waist is still lifted. Extend the top leg. And start with your internal and external hip rotation. Pulling the tummy in, tucking the tail between your legs. Feeling how the whole tummy area is nice and contracted. Up and down. If you find that one rotation is harder than the other, then see if you can breathe out as you go into the harder rotation. If you find them about the same, then breathe in one way, breathe out the other way without thinking too much about when you breathe in and when you breathe out. It's when one side gets much harder than the other, that's when you need to think about your breathing. Have breaks if you need to. Increase the range of movement, so exaggerate it, keeping the hips facing forward. You've got 2 more. And have a rest. Bring the arms forward, push the block back, and then start your rotations, keeping the hips facing forward, pulling the armpit back rather than pulling back through the arms. Not collapsing through your breastbone. So keeping that rib cage lifted whilst tucking the tail between your legs. Those 2 things are quite hard to do at the same time. Go again. So a couple more. See if you can find an increased range of movement. Hopefully, if there was any pain, it will have disappeared. This is your last one. And bring it back to the front. Good. Once you've finished that last one, take your time. You can keep the block behind your head and roll onto your back. If the block isn't comfortable, lose it. I would like you to fold one leg completely over the other leg. So there's no gap in between my knees. And then you're going to pull your knees towards yourself and hold on to your shins. And then what you should be finding is a nice stretch in your bum cheek of the leg that's closest to you. So listen again. A lot of you are in a piriformis stretch, which means you're crossing the ankle over your thigh. But I haven't crossed my ankle. I've crossed both legs completely over one another. That's it. Now hold on to your shins. And that will open up your bum cheek, the external bum cheek. Good. Listen, now, if you're in this position, most of you will feel something in the bottom of the leg that's closest to you. But if you don't, you need to just play around with it. Maybe you need to lean over to the side a little bit. Maybe you need to pull that knee a little bit closer diagonally towards you, or maybe you need to lift your legs up a little bit more. So play around with it, or maybe you need to pull them open slightly. Make sure you can breathe with these stretches. Good, and then let's see what the other leg has got to say about this. So cross the other leg over. Pull that towards you. Hold on to your shins again. For me, this side is much tighter. Less tight in some of you. Yeah. This is the leg that's doing all the work in my body at the moment. So this is on the opposite side of where I had the operation. And it's just have to work so much harder that it's just tightened up. So if you find similar sort of things happening diagonal through the body, then that's completely normal. And again, play around with that position, what you need to do in order to find that bum cheek stretch. And it really does sit right over the top and quite on the outside. So it's not a deep stretch, it's quite an external stretch of that big bum cheek area. One of your biggest muscles in your body. Good. And then I would like you to let go of your legs. Place your feet on the floor. Lose your block for a moment. And find a freestyle stretch. Or I should say, find a long stretch first. There might be a yawn in your body when you do that because it opens up the lungs beautifully. Good. And then a freestyle stretch. Whatever you need to do. Maybe you need to do like a quick twist. Or maybe you just need to lengthen everything. Oh, and it's 1:45. That means that's the end of our session. Well done. And I'll see you next week, hopefully. Do drop me an email if there is any comments.